Welcome to our podcast on NFT investment, a topic that's both exciting and a bit challenging at the same time. Let's dive in.
I'm really excited for this discussion. So let's start with the basics. What exactly are NFTs?
Well, non-fungible tokens, or NFTs, are essentially digital assets that represent things like art, music, videos, and even real-world items. They work on blockchain technology, which means each NFT comes with a unique record that proves its originality and authenticity.
Yep. That's interesting. So they're like digital certificates of authenticity for, say, digital art, right?
Exactly. It's like owning the original version of something that could otherwise be copied endlessly. Think of it like how Vincent van Gogh's Starry Night has countless prints, but only one original painting matters.
Right. And how does this digital verification actually add value? Is it all just about bragging rights?
Not just bragging rights, although that's a part of it. It's also about ensuring that creators retain complete content ownership. Instead of traditional platforms skimming off ad revenue, creators earn directly from their work through NFT sales and even royalties when the art is resold.
That's quite a shift from traditional models. Now, when it comes to buying and selling NFTs, what's the typical process?
Good question. NFTs are usually bought and sold online, and most transactions involve cryptocurrencies like Ether. But it's not as straightforward as buying crypto because NFTs aren't traded on standard exchanges. You have to use specialized NFT marketplaces. And then you've got something called gas fees, which are essentially transaction fees on the Ethereum network.
Yep. I see. Those gas fees sound like they could really add up sometimes.
Right, they can be a real pain. If gas fees spike, you might end up paying more in fees than for the NFT itself. It's like trying to buy a coffee and having to pay an extra charge because of, the price of the beans suddenly skyrocketing.
That analogy really puts it into perspective. Now, aside from the buying process, what are some of the main advantages of NFTs?
Well, there are several key advantages. First off, authenticity. With NFTs, every token is unique. That uniqueness ensures that you're getting the real thing, not a counterfeit copy. Then there's ownership. NFTs provide a single, indivisible proof of ownership that can't be duplicated across multiple owners. Lastly, they give creators complete control over their content, so they're able to secure royalties every time their NFT is resold.
Right. But if digital art can be copied or seen by anyone online, why do people value owning the original NFT?
That's a great point. It's all about the uniqueness and the social proof attached to it. Owning the NFT means you own the original piece. It's like having the original manuscript rather than a printed copy. Plus, it's a marker of authenticity, a bit like collecting a rare trading card.
I get it. It's about preserving that sense of originality, even for digital items. And I've also heard that NFTs are making waves in gaming and virtual worlds.
Exactly. In virtual worlds like the Sandbox or Decentraland, NFTs are used to represent unique in-game items like avatars, costumes, and digital land. It's pretty much like collecting unique trading cards, but within a digital universe where you can actually use or even resell them.
Right. That really opens up a whole new dimension of digital investing. Speaking of investing, though, what about the risks involved in NFT investment?
Yes, the risks. There are quite a few. For one, smart contract risks. Since NFTs operate on blockchain through smart contracts, a bug or vulnerability can expose the system to hacks and thefts. Remember the Poly network hack where millions were stolen?
That's a hefty risk. And besides smart contracts, what other hurdles are there in the NFT space?
Well, evaluation challenges are a big one. It's not straightforward to pin down the right price for an NFT because factors like uniqueness, creativity, and scarcity play into it. Prices can fluctuate wildly. It's like trying to predict the next viral meme coin without a sure formula.
Right. And then there's the legal side. Are there any regulatory issues that creators or investors need to worry about?
Absolutely. The legal framework for NFTs is still very much a work in progress. There aren't any universally accepted definitions or regulations governing NFTs, which means there's a lot of uncertainty. This is particularly hazardous when, say, NFTs are promoted as investment contracts, otherwise known as securities. The SEC is trying to sort this out, but until clear rules are in place, it's a bit of a gray area.
That sounds challenging indeed. And what about cyber threats? I imagine online fraud plays a role here too.
Definitely, cyber threats are a major concern. There have been cases of fake NFT stores, scam sites that mimic legitimate ones, and even impersonation of famous NFT artists. These malicious actors can trick buyers into purchasing non-existent or counterfeit NFTs. It really underscores the need for thorough due diligence when investing.
Yep. So it's almost like a digital minefield where every step requires caution and verification.
Precisely. And then there are the intellectual property rights issues. Even if you own an NFT, you don't necessarily own the rights to the underlying asset. Snapping a photo or downloading an image doesn't equate to owning the original artwork. Understanding what rights come with your NFT is crucial.
With all these risks, how does someone approach investing in NFTs safely?
The key is doing your homework. First, verify the authenticity of the NFT and the credibility of the seller. Check if the marketplace has robust security measures, especially in terms of smart contract integrity. And of course, be prepared for the volatility. Prices can swing dramatically. It's a bit like nurturing an investment in a new startup. The rewards could be high, but the risks are equally high.
Yeah. Is there an alternative, say, for someone who doesn't want to directly buy NFTs but still wants exposure to this market?
Absolutely. There are avenues like investing in venture capital funds that focus on NFT and crypto infrastructure, though the catch is that you usually need to be an accredited investor for those. Alternatively, there are NFT-focused exchange-traded funds, like the Defiance Digital Revolution ETF, which offer exposure to blockchain and NFT stocks. That way, you get a piece of the action without having to manage the complexities of the NFT market directly.
That sounds a bit more accessible for the average investor. So, with all of this in mind, do you think NFTs are a solid investment?
Well, that's the million-dollar question. Or perhaps the multi-million-dollar one, given some of the figures we've seen. The truth is, it's a mixed bag. For digital art or in-game assets that have well-established demand, NFTs can offer substantial returns. But the lack of regulation, market volatility, and potential cyber risks make it a risky investment overall. It really depends on your risk tolerance and understanding of the market.
Right. I can see that. It sounds like a realm where careful research and perhaps a bit of intuition play a big role.
Exactly. It's crucial to stay informed and be ready to adapt as the market evolves. For those ready to embrace that uncertainty and armed with solid research, NFTs can be both an exciting and innovative investment opportunity.
Yeah. And listening to all this makes me think about how, in the digital age, proving originality has become such a valuable asset. It's like the digital world is finally catching up with the idea of owning something unique.
That's a neat way to put it. It's like a digital renaissance where authenticity is king. But even kings, have their battles. The risks with smart contracts, legal ambiguities, and cyber threats are real challenges that everyone in this space has to navigate.
There's another angle. Sometimes it feels like the NFT craze might just be a bubble. Some critics argue that the current hype is unsustainable. What do you think about that perspective?
I can see where that comes from, and it's a fair critique. NFTs do have a certain hype factor that can drive up prices irrationally. But even if some aspects of the market experience a bubble, the underlying technology, blockchain-based digital ownership, is here to stay. It might take time, regulatory clarity, and more mature market dynamics, but the concept of verified digital ownership is, in my view, a lasting innovation.
Yeah. It's always interesting how innovation and risk often go hand in hand, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's like, investing in any new paradigm. There's the thrill of being on the frontier, but you also have to be ready for the unexpected twists along the way.
Mm-hmm. As a final thought for someone who's new to NFTs, what would you say is the most important takeaway?
I'd say the most important thing is to educate yourself thoroughly, understand what you're buying, verify the authenticity of the asset, and be mindful of the risks inherent in this technology. And remember, while the potential for high returns exists, so does the chance for significant losses. It's about balancing enthusiasm with cautious
Right.
optimism.
That makes a lot of sense. Staying informed and approaching this with clear eyes can make all the difference.
Exactly. It's an exciting realm where technology meets modern art and finance, but like any frontier, it requires careful navigation.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for breaking this down with me today. It's been really enlightening to hear about both the opportunities and pitfalls in NFT investments.
My pleasure. It's definitely a space that's evolving quickly, and keeping up with the risks and returns is essential for anyone interested in the digital landscape.
Yeah. Oh, well, this conversation has given me plenty to think about. I'll certainly be paying closer attention before jumping into any NFT investments.
That's the spirit. Research, caution, and a bit of curiosity go a long way. Thanks for joining in on this deep dive into the world of NFTs. And here's to staying informed as this market continues to evolve.
Right. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for an engaging chat on all things NFT. Catch you next time.